Hello and welcome.
Have you had a good day?
I have had a good day, yes.
What have you been up to?
Oh, I've been out and about. You know, I had a date with Justin Timberlake this morning.
Yeah.
This afternoon I had George Clooney. Now I'm here and I'm in my brand new top. Do you like it?
Well, I've come here to stop you having all these moments. That's why I've dressed as a traffic cone.
Lovely.
Yes,
very
indeed.
nice.
I suppose we should get on with the show, shouldn't we?
I think so, yeah.
Much.
We have got a great show. On today's show, we're going to be meeting one of the owners of Hope Mill Theatre, and he's absolutely fabulous.
And also, Zena and Lisa are here for the Greater Manchester Fringe and bringing us non-stop entertainment.
Yeah, so what are we waiting for, eh? Let's get on with the show.
Let's.
Oh, that was good fun, wasn't it?
Wasn't that lovely?
Absolutely. And Joe Houston is one of the owners of Hope Mill Theatre. Now, it's bringing you diverse, non-stop yearly entertainment. And it's been doing that for 2 years.
2 years?
Is it 2 years, Joe? Yeah, 2 years.
It felt like 40, but...
2 years. Now, coming soon is Aspects of Love. And, of course, closets. So, some may think of this venue as a secondary venue to other Manchester venues. However, I challenge anyone to go and see a show at this venue and call it secondary.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. But where this idea began and what is next, we have Joe to tell us all. So please welcome him, Joe.
Hello.
Tell us, where did it begin and what's the idea and why?
Where did it begin? Oh my goodness. So, my husband Will and I both trained as musical theatre performers. We lived in London. Will's originally from Cheshire, so we decided to move up here in early 2015, really because we couldn't afford to live in London anymore.
Yes.
So we came up here looking to start a new life, and it's when we got up here and we were working in a restaurant actually, Byron Hamburgers, and we worked there for a month, and we were working there with a guy who owned his own theatre company, a girl that was on a script writing course, a director, and we were so like, having come from London, which is such a bustling, city full of arts and creatives, it just felt really, I don't know, fresh and new, and we got really excited about it. And then that's really when the seed was planted to look into what Manchester had to offer, what its theatre scene was like. It has already had a well-established bustling fringe scene, but not what we were used to in London, where there's like over 80 fringe venues, especially with a musical theatre focus, which was our passion. And then it was just a case of, for a bit of fun, shall we look and see if we can find some venues? And we looked at a couple of different venues. The whole time there was no money, there was no, we weren't doing it. It was just more of a sort of dream. And then we came upon Hope Mill, which is the old engine room of Hope Mill, which had been used for storage. The mill itself had been full of creatives for years, but the old engine room hadn't been used for anything. And we walked in and we fell in love with it. And we walked back down the canal and we phoned the estate agent and we said we would take it, which was ridiculous because we just didn't have any money.
Oh, it's an amazing space, and I think what you do is you bring shows that haven't been seen for a while or premieres to Manchester, and it's brilliant to watch, and it's an intimate space as well, so you feel really into the action.
Yeah, that was always the plan. The 5-year plan was we're going to produce musicals at Hope Mill. That's what we're going to do. We're going to in-house produce musicals. And that happened a lot faster than what we had anticipated, with a great relationship with Katie Lipson, who is our co-producer and co-artistic director. And Katie's from Manchester girl, and she'd gone on to London to start producing on the fringe scene down there. And when we invited her up to have a look at the space, like us, she just thought it was incredible and she fell in love with it. And that's really when that relationship started, and we announced our first musical, which was Parade. And that was we'd only been open
When was
3
that?
months.
That seems like it was just
Yeah,
yesterday.
no, it was April 2016.
Gosh.
Wow.
And it's got such rave reviews from people, and it's won awards already. And the productions that have been at Hope Mill have now gone to play in London. So it's like a role reversal, isn't it? That Manchester gets it first, and then they go to London and they flourish even more. Because Hair did that.
Yeah, Hair.
Parade did that. Yank did that.
Hair, Yank, and Pippin. Pippin was the most recent one that just closed at the Southwark Playhouse.
That was sensational.
Yeah, I mean, we never anticipated it would happen as fast as it did. It was always the plan, again, the 5-year plan. We could have musicals at Hope Mill that start in Manchester and then go on to London, because it's so London-centric. It's not about London is where the musicals are, and we were trying to do something really different with establishing new musicals in Manchester and premieres, and And really, you don't know whether you're going to get the rights to these shows. You know, so you're applying for
Yeah.
those rights, and you're saying we want to do them in Manchester, like the UK, the European premiere of Little Women. I mean, that was a massive.
How have you managed to get your hands on the rights to do Aspects of Love?
I know. I don't know. Do you know what? We always wanted to do an Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's always a big passion.
I
for
love
us.
him
because he's great. You know, his musicals, they will always stand the test of time. You know, and we wanted to pick one though that wasn't done as much, and one that really I believe done in a smaller, intimate venue will bring a whole new dynamic to the show. Now, Aspects of Love is one of his finest, gorgeous scores, sung the whole way through.
It's underrated, really.
Yeah, it is. And when it was done on a big scale on Broadway, it's a Marmite show. People are like, oh, it's boring, odd. But actually, I know that the magic of bringing it down and bringing it intimate and being close to the performer in Hope Mill, I believe it will be a whole new life for the show.
And people know Aspects because obviously it shot Michael Ball to fame back in 1989 with Love Changes. I love that song. But it is more than that, isn't it? It's kind of 3 generations, and it's a love story around 3 generations and kind of what happens between them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 20 years, 1940s to 1960s, so a real big time span. And we see that character of Alex, that it was originated by Michael Ball. We see him when he's young, and then we see him age over 30 years and follow his love story with Rose. So it's a gorgeous piece, and I just think seeing it intimately.
And when can people find this show then? When?
So it starts previews on the 5th of July. So we preview the 5th and the 6th of July. Tickets are only £16 for previews.
Yes.
And then we open and run to the 7th of August.
Are you sure?
It's the long
Do you know
run.
what? I was on the way here going, oh my God, just remember the dates. It's the 5th of July to the 6th of August.
That's good.
It'll close on the 6th of August.
Now, another show that you've also got going on there is obviously this.
Of course.
With you.
This thing.
Yes.
This thing.
Closets.
Closets.
Time travelling.
I'm so excited about Closets because up until now, Hope Mill have in-house produced all of its musicals. So we've never had an external musical. We've been home to so many incredible plays, new writing, Manchester theatre companies, but never another musical. And when Lloyd approached me about Closets, which he actually filmed as a short film with Julie Hesbenhouse, and when he sent me the clip, and I loved the short film, and he said, I've actually been working on a musical version of this, and I was like, I have to hear some of the songs. So he sent me through a few of the songs, just demo tracks with someone on a piano.
It's ever so beautiful.
And it's great. And I spoke to Will and I said, we have to have this. It's over Pride. It's in August. It's the perfect time for the show.
That's where you are over Pride then, isn't it?
Exactly.
There you go. So how very exciting.
And it sounds great. The 2 decades, the 80s and the 90s. It's
the best
fantastic.
decades.
80s, 90s, modern day.
I think we go all over.
You go all over, don't you?
Like Aspects of Love.
Yeah.
Hey!
I've got
I've
got me quick fire questions.
Oh,
Can I get them in?
You get whatever you want in love.
This is for Joe. All right. Okay. So all you've got to do is say which one that you prefer.
Okay.
Okay. London or Manchester?
Manchester.
Directing or performing?
Directing.
Oh, Lloyd Webber or Lin-Manuel?
Lloyd Webber.
Musicals or play?
Musicals.
Belle or Shell?
Belle.
Yeah.
I thought we had a
Well,
relationship.
there we go. Good night,
I don't know why I
everybody.
panicked.
Don't you
I regret
Panicked.
That wasn't panic. That was dead quick.
I do regret it.
You don't regret it
Beauty
at
and the
all.
Beast is my favourite Disney film, but I love Michelle.
You're still loved.
Oh, he's redeemed himself.
You are always loved.
Always.
Because love changes everything.
It certainly
Hands and
does.
faces, earth and sky. Yes, love. I'm going to do the full song. Love changes everything. How you live and how
you die.
Thanks, love.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, everybody, let's say a big thank you to our Joe. Closets. When? Yeah. Aspects of Love.
From the 5th of July to the 6th of August.
And
We
then
think.
Closets is on from the...
Don't look at me, I just...
Too
Too much happening.
And then Closets is
End
on
of August.
From and the end of August from the 14th.
I'm bored.
to
Now listen, there we are. We'll be there anyway.
Oh, we certainly will do.
Thank you very much, Liberia. Thank you. So here we are, everybody, joined now by our gorgeous Titters and he's going to tell us something about what sport did we challenge you with?
Hockey this week.
Hockey.
Lovely game of hockey. There's jolly hockey sticks, and it's like them little candy sticks that you hang on the Christmas tree, isn't it? Only the other way around.
I'm loving this because it's taking me back to my childhood because as we know, I mentioned I was captain of the hockey team last week.
Well, I think you're very lucky to do that.
Yes.
Well,
I didn't actually have a childhood.
found in a box, age
Found in
18,
a box,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, it all makes sense now, doesn't it? Anyway, tell us a bit about the hockey.
Right, well, basically, hockey is about two teams with sticks hitting a ball or a puck into the other person's goal. That's the fundamental.
Ball, sticks and pucks.
Something like that.
Try saying that after a few drinks.
And there are 3 different types of hockey that I've discovered this week.
3
Alright.
types of
Yeah.
hockey?
I can think of 2.
Well, the first one, I'll give you the one that's missing, shall I? Yeah. It's called bandy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's ice hockey, but it's like, same as football rules, 11 aside, and it's done on the outdoor frozen ice. And so it's 11 aside, it's 45 minutes each way, and
Bandy.
bandy.
Is it called bandy because your legs go a bit bandy because you're outside and you're like all over the place?
Well, it could be like Bambi, couldn't it? Yeah, could be
Bambi, Bambi.
Bambi.
Yeah, a bit more
Oh,
Bambi.
that would make sense, wouldn't it? Because when he's
Yeah.
standing, he goes.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that film makes me cry.
I can't watch it.
I know.
I like watching it when I'm in a really good mood, though. I like watching
That's
it
it.
where the mother's dies, and then I like following that by Bright Eyes.
Why did they do that?
And then Dumbo's mum.
And then
I know.
Dumbo's
Yeah,
mum.
sorry.
All
Yeah.
things
And
that
then
cheer
up.
me up. And then up. Oh dear.
Anyway,
Yeah, anyway, so basically that's the first one. I'd never heard of it.
Never
before,
heard of
hadn't
it. It's not really important.
And
that
then, of
one.
course, it's ice hockey,
Yeah.
which is a little bit more...
brutal.
yeah.
It is very brutal,
It's,
isn't it? They
yeah,
go
it's-
for it.
5 outfield players, a goalminder.
They don't puck about, do they?
No, but they do
Aye.
play with a puck. They do. And there's some fantabulous team names.
Oh,
So
go on, hit me with some.
Things like Fussy Puckers,
Beg your pardon?
exactly. Shooting Blanks. Bad Mother Puckers.
Are these real?
I don't know, I just found them on a list on...
On Wikipedia again.
Yeah. Yeah.
My heart's racing, all these
Oh,
words.
what? Yeah, I know. And then finally there's field hockey, which is the one that we know.
That's a funny name.
Field hockey.
Oh, is that not a name? That's a different type of
That's a
sport.
different
Right,
time.
okay.
It's still hockey, but it's...
Right.
And once again, it's 11 aside.
11
11
aside.
aside, and it's played with the ball.
Yes.
And a small net.
And these are solid balls we're talking about, aren't they?
Solid.
Yeah, they
Solid. Yep. Back to childhood again.
Mm.
Yep.
are. They really hurt when they hit you.
But, sorry. It was bad enough with the masseur last week, wasn't it? Ah, dear me. And,
But
it
they do
actually-
hurt, do they?
They do, but it dates back to the Middle Ages.
What are the balls made out of?
They're like cricket balls. Aren't
Yeah.
they?
Cork.
They really,
I was
well,
going to say when they hit your head, it's really painful.
It certainly
Could
is.
be worse, it could hit your chin.
And it's all... the... Sorry, I've just caught up with that one. Sorry, winding, Colin. Right, it's the... Just a little bit of history. It is the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, it's the second most popular team sport. And if you go at weekend, all the families are out together. Oh, she's gone. Bless her. All the families are out together, and you go to the local sports facility, and they're all there playing hockey. It's just massive.
Great team
massive
sport.
over there. Yep. And sort of like going back to childhood and my big moment, my one and only game,
Yes.
the summer of '76.
Oh.
Nice hot summer.
What a good year that was for
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And we, from the local boys' school, were invited to go to the girls' school for the one game.
That's why you remembered this.
That's
then.
what I can remember this
Yes.
one, yeah. Stacey Rosenberg.
Oh, whatever
Is she
happened to
lovely?
Stacey?
Stacey Rosenberg.
Oh, I just fell in love.
Did ya?
That's it, yeah.
What does
used
she
to-
look like?
Well,
We should do a friends reunite
I know.
thing and try and
Oh.
find her for you.
oh, what? I should be delighted, I'm sure.
She won't look the
No.
same now though, just to let you
Well,
know.
I don't think I would either. Yeah. But chasing her down that wing all the time, I wasn't really interested in the game.
No.
I just fell in love with Stacey
Oh,
Rosenberg.
bless. That's so
That's
sweet.
really
that.
sweet. I suppose we need to set you a task for next week, don't we? Go on, you pick one now, Michelle. Go on.
Oh, I don't know. There's so many to choose from. Well, I said snooker last week.
You're obsessed with balls.
I would like you
Yes.
to kind of have a bit of a dabble with the snooker.
A bit of double with the snooker.
With the snooker.
Righty-ho. And
Yes.
expand on that, sort of
Yeah.
like billiards, bar billiards.
Oh, everything. You know, like, what was it called? That Jim Davison. It's only a
Big
game,
break.
so
Right, yeah.
yeah, snookering you tonight.
John Virgo's
That's it.
waistcoats were
Break.
amazing, weren't they?
Yeah.
Salford lad.
Okay, so you're on.
Right,
Yeah.
so things with balls
Thanks.
for next week.
I'm saying nothing.
You don't need to. All right then. So go on, do your usual thing then.
Oh, ta-ta, titters.
Oh.
Well, our final guests are from the Greater Manchester Fringe. Now, this launches on the 1st to 31st of July, so get your diaries out.
Exactly. And as part of our coverage of that sensational festival, we feel we needed to speak to these two lovelies. So please welcome Zena and Lisa.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Are you all right? I know it's been a long day for you today. Look, I've written all these questions. Manchester Greater Manchester Fringe Festival and everything. There's something for everybody, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah. There's so much going on as well. I mean, where do you start?
Exactly. Where do you
Yeah,
start?
start with picking up one of these.
All right, where do we get one of them?
Apparently, they're all over Manchester,
Are they?
so look out for them.
Right.
Or you can go on the website
Which is?
www.greatermanchesterfringe.co.uk. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I?
Yeah.
We'll let you off.
We'll read it backwards and forwards. It's all right. It's not a problem. So, have you got a favourite show within this then that you'd like to fully push and plug and tell everybody about?
Oh, favourite show for me would be Ben Moore, who is doing Pronoun Trouble at the Anthony Burgess Centre on, I think it's the 3rd of July, but check the website.
Yeah.
And it's a spoken word show, and he's brilliant. He's one of these people where you go, and at the end of the show you'll be crying, you'll feel different about the world, and you'll be madly in love with him.
Because I did try putting questions together, but like you say, you've got a full book there. How do you do an interview about 4,000 million wonderful venues for wonderful
And
shows?
how are we supposed to pick our favourite?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really have a favourite.
But that's what's great about it is there's so many different productions and so many different venues, you know, and quirky venues that you've never kind of gone to see a show in, and that's what I like.
It's so accessible. There's free shows. Anyone can afford to go and watch a show as well. It's accessible for all. There's something for
Loads
everyone.
of free stuff, loads of tickets,
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 quid.
And that
It's
really
nothing, is it?
makes a
And you
change,
can always
doesn't it?
like take a drink in with you, so it's just nice and relaxed. It's not
Oh.
like going to the
Feel a bit of
theatre.
gin coming on. You like gin, don't you, Michelle?
I love gin. Yeah.
It's
That's what we've
squiffy.
got in our cups.
Yes. Mine's raw Zambuca.
So how long has the Greater Manchester Fringe Festival been going now?
This is our 7th year, isn't
Yes.
it?
Wow.
7
Gosh.
years. We haven't aged a day.
And where did the idea come from then? Who started it all off? What was the idea?
Well, it started, I used to manage a venue, Glasgow.
Oh, yes.
Sina used to manage the
King's
King's
Arms.
Arms. Ian used to manage Taurus Bar, and we all put theatre on. So we collectively come together because July was renowned to be everyone's quietest month.
Mm-hmm.
So we come together as Mancunians and theatre lovers and said, if we don't do it, someone from out of town's going to do it. So we come and we created it together.
And those
We've
first,
all moved places since then. I'm now at the King's, yeah. So it's all.
You're at the
You've all
King's Arms now,
swapped.
yeah,
are you?
we've all
Yeah.
switched
Because
round,
that's a
yeah.
really strange venue, that.
And it's
It's
also-
strange because you think it's a pub and you go upstairs, you've got a
Yeah.
blinking great theatre.
And it was different thinking as well. It was really strange for people, venues, to support each other because we're of the view the more in Manchester, the
Yeah.
better. It's not sort of, oh no, theatres, us. No, the more places that have got theatre going on, the better for
And
Manchester.
it's changed over the last
Yeah.
7 years. It's definitely really thriving now. There's new nights like popping up all year round.
Like the Pier
and it's
Hat.
just-
Yeah.
Like in London, the fringe scene and pub theatre scene is much more established and they're all over the place, and it's, you know, a long running thing, but it seems to really be established itself in Manchester now. It's
and
great.
how do you find the productions? Do they come to you, or do you go and kind of like scout for them?
They come to us.
Do they?
Yeah, they come to us. So we have a lot of productions that are coming pre-Edinburgh, so they're
Yeah.
trying their work out. We have a lot of shows that will be on that have been to Edinburgh, but also loads of homegrown Manchester shows.
So how do you filter what show you're actually going to be working with then?
We don't
That's the
filter.
hook that we
You
don't
don't filter
filter.
at all?
That is what's
Filter.
completely. It's
Wow.
open access to everyone. So,
So
they,
anybody that writes a show can put a show on.
they come to us. We'll go. These are the venues that are up for it. Otherwise, find your own venue.
Uh-huh.
Unless they want to, unless they come and say we want to have a Nazi rally.
Yeah,
then
we'll
that's
say
do
no
it.
to that.
You've got standards.
Yeah, we've got
is what you're
standards,
saying.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
We'd
good.
sort, well, we wouldn't. We'd say, oh, we don't think that's very suitable. Thank you.
Well, I
Hey,
would
we
too.
could do your Manchester show, do it live
We
at the
could.
Fringe.
We're just saying that
You say
outside.
that outside, yeah.
Well, why have we not thought of that,
I
please?
don't know, we just have.
You can
We're a bit
still
late
do
now,
it.
aren't we?
We can still do it. No, you can still do
We'll
it.
sort it out.
I'm up for it if you are.
We'll get back to it. Well, that's it. Next week has something for everyone.
Oh, yes, it has. We are talking politics with Russ George.
Yes. And we found out exactly what's going on for one lady called Ashley Cox, a true through and through Salfodian. She's off for Edinburgh soon for the Fringe and has much more to talk to us about.
Oh,
About
brilliant.
Salford as
Well, we're also going to be chatting to Sean Miley Moore from X Factor. I'm very excited about that because he's due to start in a play called Guy.
He is, and of course, our Hayley's going to be speaking to Stephen Donald.
Oh, I thought that was going to be Stephen McDonald then.
No, well, our chance would be a 5 thing.
I
wouldn't
know,
it,
I know.
eh?
Well, I'm exhausted just reading this.
Well,
one.
I'm just exhausted, but I'll get my energy back together for next week.
Well, until then, take care.
Ta-ra, flowers!